Hey guys, this is Christian, and I've got another email here. And it's called Dealing Unwanted and Unhelpful Advice. That's the title of this email. Oops. There we go. And it's this girl who's asking a question, and she says, it's about handling unwanted advice from well-meaning friends and people and family. While advice is generally welcome from people you care about, however, what they think may be best for you can sometimes be wrong or just unhelpful, depending on what they tell you. This happens because they stop listening and interrupt the person explaining the situation and start giving the unwanted advice. And I think everyone has experienced this when it comes to finding romantic love. So it seems like she's talking about like how she's single and she wants to find someone, basically. And she even gives some examples of what some of these, the bad advice will be. And it's smile more, guys don't like girls with a frowny face, or you should be more friendly, or go talk to people, or wait until you get to college, you'll have hundreds of guys lining up to talk to you, or be yourself, be more confident, all these things. And I've certainly got like similar advice. Like you're sharing something that is near and dear to your heart, and it's kind of vulnerable, and then you get these just really simple, kind of almost flippant answers to that, and it makes you feel, for me, it really makes me feel not known, and it feels like someone not like taking care of my heart really well. And like she said, it can be from well-meaning people. I've had these from like really well-meaning people and really, really good friends. So it's not that they want to do that. They don't want to make you feel that way. But I think a lot of people just, some people are fixers. They see a problem and they immediately want to fix it, but you just want someone to listen. So her question is, how does one handle this with respect? And she says, she would say something like, I just want you to listen, and I'm not looking for advice right now. And I think that sounds great. Probably about the same what I would say. Maybe a slight modification. I'd probably say something like, hey, I really appreciate you, wanting to give me advice and really wanting to help me. But right now, I just really need someone to listen. Because then you're affirming them. You recognize that they actually do want to help you, because most people do. If they don't, if they're just like trying to cut you down, then you're just like, all right, thank you, see ya. Because they might not realize, what they're saying, how that is making you feel. So I think it's really good to say something like that, and then it could be, I didn't think of that, and then that could lead to a really good conversation. In my case, if I feel like I ask people for advice and they kind of, give either bad advice or don't kind of do their best to take care of my heart. If it's something vulnerable, I just won't ask them, again. Like in the last video, I talked about how important it is to get advice from a multitude of people, and I do really think that is true, but it's also true that you need to be careful who you ask for advice. You can't just ask anyone. It needs to be someone that are gonna, like I said, just really a good listener, and someone who's not just gonna give you a simple, flippant advice that's not really gonna help you. So that's what I would say. I think how you're dealing with it is great. And like some of these, when someone gives you says smile, just smile more. And it's almost like an accusation, like kind of like, well, if you would only smile more, then you would have a boyfriend. And we all know that. These are good. Like there's some people that do need to smile more. But it doesn't mean that person is automatically going to get a boyfriend. Maybe it worked for them, whatever advice it's giving. People like to give advice of what worked for them, and it could work for you, but it might not. I think there's a lot of things in life that has sort of like, well, if you do this, it's going to equal that. But love and relationships, there is a lot of truth to it, but there's also the mystery element that you just can't fully figure it out, and what, how it will happen and what will make that happen. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, but I, haven't been able to so far. So I would say, just if you are giving, just from the other side of it, if you're giving someone advice, I really try and not give people advice unless they are asking for it, because either they don't want to hear it, or like this girl, they just want someone to listen. And I find that it's a lot more effective if you just ask people questions, because then they feel more empowered and they feel like if they figure out a solution by the question, and you can, by asking really good questions, you can actually really kind of direct people without controlling them. And then if they figure out a solution, it will mean a lot more because it comes from them. They figured it out. You didn't just tell them. So it's something that comes from the inside, and it's usually a lot more effective. So, that's, that's what I think. And I hope that was helpful. I am still a bit under the weather, so I'm going to go and rest right now. See you guys.